Okay, we're looking at a traditional bow, Chinese martial arts bow, Okinawan. It's in many different styles. This happens to come from the Sanchin closed gate of Weichi-Ryu. It's a Weichi-Ryu practitioner right there that volunteered for this back in a seminar in the UK back in 2002, 2003 era. I kind of forget. But we're going to go through a clinched position and how to utilize that by using the head, the forehead, under the facial nerve of the cheek and coming down on the lesser occipital nerve.
He's still unconscious, by the way.
All right, let's take a look in slow motion. What we're going to see is a couple different things. First of all, his neck and then his legs. And then you'll see that his head goes down before his arms, so he didn't slap out like most people accuse us of. And yeah, sometimes they do. You saw the leg go straight up in the air. He had no control over his body, still doesn't. As a matter of fact, you heard me say that when I was trying to revive him, he was still unconscious. And this affected him pretty well. And we're going to discuss why that worked and the different nerve facets. This is going to be an extended video that I'm going to give here on the free YouTube section, just to give people an idea of what goes on behind the extended videos and how we handle it. We show you the technique, we describe the technique, how you can get to it, then get into the three-dimensional anatomical study, and from there we usually go into the effect at the end, but you saw the effect up front. It's sort of like clickbait, get people to watch this more. The real information, though, is going to be right after this film, so stay tuned and we'll get right into it. Let's take a look at the brain up close here. We're going to be talking about the reticular activating system. Now, in Ohan Soken's notes, we've been going over how he always mentions there's a loss of sense and motor functions of the brain. And that's because what we do in Kyusho, for the most part, is we're attacking or overloading the brain and the reticular activating system in particular. Let's get rid of the skin here. Okay, we'll start digging deep. Now, this is the older model, and it's a great model. You can see the detail, and you can see the level of accuracy. The new model we use on the Ohan Soken notes is even finer detail and far better than this. So let's keep taking a look here. Let's dig down to the brain. We'll take care of the muscles here. Now we're going to start to zoom in. Let's center this for you. Sorry, it gets a little jumpy when I'm working around here. I got a mouse here that I'm clicking, and I want to make sure that I've got the detail in here for you. Let's get rid of this right in through here. Let's see here. This is the nuchal ligament. Let's just hide that. Okay, now we're going to go right into the brain here. Let's see. We'll zoom up a little bit because it's right in the brain stem that the reticular activating system rests. Let's get rid of the skeleton. And now we can see that this is the dura mater of the spinal cord. We'll hide that. You can see the spinal cord, and this is the medulla. Of course, this is the spinal cord. Medulla goes up into the pons, and the reticular activating system is in this general area right in through here. And what it does is it interacts and it transmits into the brain many different signals. Okay, so we're going to have signals coming out into the cortex, okay, all over the place. You'll see a better drawing than this. Okay, I'm drawing here with a mouse, so you'll have sense signals coming in, and then also you will have motor skills or motor transmissions going out. So when Ohan Soken says that it affects the motor and sensory skills of the brain, it's through the spinal cord, the brain stem, and the reticular activating system. Now, the reticular activating system is also responsible for levels of consciousness, and it's not a mystery if you look away from the pressure points. You have the TCM and pressure point Kyusho groups telling you that it's energy moving back and forth, and yeah, it is. It's, well, that zoomed in quite a bit. Okay, the energy is moving from a biochemical transmission or electrochemical transmission through nerves. So, yes, it is an energy. It's not the mystical, magical chi that they discuss. It's not pressure points. We're attacking real structures here in real Kyusho, and what Ohan Soken is discussing. And that's, again, what keeps you awake at night or lets you sleep. It's what helps you function. It has tie-ins with the medulla, not the medulla, just the medulla, but a lot of structures and wakefulness and sleepfulness in your system. Let's take a look at an illustration here now. And we can see that the reticular activating system is throughout the pons, midbrain, medulla, and it has radiations that go out to the cerebral cortex. The reticular information, again, is in this lower brain area. The descending motor fibers, that brings the transmissions to the body from the brain. Visual input will bring it in from the eyes in. And then you have the ascending general sensory fibers that will bring the senses in as well into the body. It regulates balance and posture, hugely important for Kyusho. It regulates sleep and conscious attention. And the injury of this could lead to irreversible coma. And this is why some of Ohan Soken's targets are listed as fatal. So again, very powerful. Let's take a look at the structure of the knockout again. We'll try to go frame by frame. Sorry about the film quality. It's not that good. But that's what we have to work with, video cameras and transferring them to files early on in the early 2000s. Pretty rustic compared to today. So thanks for watching. We'll take a look one more time at this and we'll break it down frame by frame. Taking a look at this first frame, you see the head positioned underneath the facial nerve. You see the hands on the lesser occipital nerve. That's to loosen the body. The pressure up on the head is bending as I'm bending the neck as I'm pulling in on the neck to shock the reticular activating system. You see how the neck is transformed. You see the legs already beginning to give way. The hands are still in place. The body is sitting down. The hands have let go. The body has lost all control. And as he descends, you can start to see that he's unconscious already. The visuals not really great here because of the film quality, but the body's falling. His whole body is sprawled out. Leg comes up in the air as the motor control's gone, and he's sprawled out. And you can see how the body is just getting to a very prone position. No posturing of the body whatsoever, just arms and legs extended out from the body, totally unconscious at this point. Probably put in a little bit more juice than was needed for the demonstration, but to get the purpose of it all, you can see. So that's it. Let's take another look at what's going on deeper inside. Okay, here we're taking another look again to see what targets that I was activating in this area. So let's take a look at these. First of all, this facial nerve root right here, or this facial nerve right here. This nerve comes right underneath this zygomatic bone. So when I placed my head on this, I was putting pressure up so it would come underneath the bottom of this bone to pinch the nerve and send a nerve message into the brain via this facial nerve. Now let's zoom out a little bit and let's get back into the other side where I placed my knuckles, one knuckle in particular, on the great auricular nerve, base of the transverse cervical nerve, and if we get rid of some of these structures, we can start to see the lesser occipital nerve root in through here. So let's get rid of the muscles here for a sec. That's a little too confusing for people. Let's hide these a little bit. Okay, you can start to see that this nerve, which is the one that I was targeting, and I was dragging it down in as I was pushing up and in on the other side for the facial nerve. So there was a two-way action, which in turn bent the head over this direction, pulled the neck in this direction, so the shock on the RAS, or the medulla, or the pons, the brainstem, everything was being enacted. That activated the reticular activating system, shocked it as a matter of fact. And there you have the great auricular nerve. So I'm dragging down into all three of those nerve structures. So you're dragging from the lesser occipital nerve down into the great auricular nerve, down into the transverse cervical nerve. So you're just stretching. Plus, if we bring back all the muscles, okay, you can also tell that we were going down, stretching this direction on the muscle, which also enacts muscle spindle cells, and that has a reflexive action on the autonomic nervous system. So those are the two nerves that were used. Let's get him out here a little bit. We had the facial nerve on one side here. Let's see if I can catch the nerve. And you had the nerves of the neck, the lesser occipital nerve coming up right in through here, the auricular nerve, and also the transverse cervical nerve being affected. So that's to take a look at Kyusho and why this individual suffered the knockout that he did.